Om Sri Sai Ram. Om Sri Sai Nadhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Today in the satsang we will talk about Bhimaji Patil's story and how it is related to Maya theory. In Sai Satcharita, Bhimaji Patil's story has a lot of importance. This introduces Maya theory in the introduction of the 13th chapter in the Sai Satcharita. Bhimaji Patil started Sri Sai Satyavrata along the lines of Sri Satyanarayana Swami Vrata. But this chapter starts with a theory of Maya and talks about all kinds of diseases, how they were cured by Baba. So let us explore why Maya theory was talked about it here. Baba's comments regarding Maya. He said, "Oh, though I am a fakir and have no home nor household, sitting uninvolved in one place, leaving aside all mundane matters, yet Maya is inevitable. She even harasses me often. I forget her, but she does not forget me. She always comes and embraces me. Adi Maya originates from God and bewilders even Brahma and others. Then what could be said about a poor fakir like me? Only the mercy of God can save you from its clutches. Without continuously reciting God's name, this attachment will not be destroyed. Recitation of God's name is the best way to overcome Maya." He also said, "If you recite Sai, Sai always, I will take you beyond the 7 seas. If you believe in these words, you will be certainly benefited. I do not need elaborate worship, either 16-fold or 8-fold. Where there is infinite faith, I reside there." These are the tender words Baba spoke, will make anyone comfortable. That's why Bhimaji Patil went to Dwarkamai and got rid of his lung problems, that is tuberculosis. Let's look into Maya theory now. Before we proceed to the real story of the 13th chapter, we'll learn about how Maya was portrayed in our scriptures. According to Agni Purana, Himsa married Adharma. Himsa means violence and Adharma means foul deeds. They had 2 children, Anrutam, that is called lack of action, and Nikruti, that is called dishonesty. These 2 children in turn produced 4 children. The first one is fear, that is Bhayam. Second one is hell, Narakam. Third one is illusion, that is Maya. Fourth one is Vedana, that is pain. Maya begot Mrityu, that means Mrityu came from Maya. And Vedana gave Dukkha, that is sorrow. And Mrityu produced Vyadi, that is disease. Jara, that is old age. Trishna, that is attraction. Krodha, that is anger. Our physical and mental problems are all coming from Maya. Now we kind of see why Maya was mentioned in the 13th chapter along with the diseases cured. So Maya produced Mrityu. Mrityu produces Vyadi and old age, that is disease and old age. All kinds of sorrows, anger, attraction, those kind of things. We heard and read Bhimaji Patil's story several times, but we'll talk briefly here again. Bhimaji Patil is from Narayangam village of Junur Taluka of Pune district. Bhimaji was a well-to-do person and is very hospitable to everyone in his town. In 1909, Bhimaji was feeling miserable. He started having cough and he was diagnosed with tuberculosis. He developed high temperature. His cough became unbearable, the fever greatly increased, and day by day he became really sick and the illness became persistent. Bhimaji lost hope. He was always frothing at the mouth, had a bad taste in the mouth, and vomited blood all the time. He had chronic stomachache, felt nauseous and restless. He became bedridden. He lost vigor, his limbs weakened, he became very emaciated. That means he became really thin. All kinds of treatments were tried. He was extremely miserable. Patil was depressed. He felt he would survive only a few days. Day by day he became more tired and started counting his days. Doctors were tried, hakims were tried, all remedies failed. Nobody could do anything. All efforts were a waste. Patil was extremely sad. He said, "O Lord, what I have done, why is it that nothing avails? What kind of a sin is this?" Then he will find Baba through Nana Chandorkar, goes to Baba, and his tuberculosis disease was cured. That is the story we know. Now, let's examine real meanings in this story. When Bhimaji came to Dwarka Mai, Baba said these words. Looking at Patil, Baba said, "Shama, from where do you get hold of these scoundrels and dump them on me? Does this become you?" Bhimaji then put his head at the feet of Sai and said, "O Sainada, have pity on this hapless creature. Protect me, O caretaker of the weak." Here, Baba said, where do you get all these thieves or scoundrels? What he meant to say probably was, he was talking about the tuberculosis that is really bothering Bhimaji Patil. And here Bhimaji was saying, "I'm surrendering to you, I have nobody." What this means is, if he is going to die from this dreadful disease, he cannot count on his relatives, wife, or other family members. He has to leave everyone behind and die. He has to take another birth with new circumstances. We're all like him one day. Then Sainada took pity on him. Baba said, "Sit down and stop worrying. Wise people do not worry. No sooner you stepped into Shirdi, your destined miseries have got over. However deeply immersed in the ocean of trouble or buried deep in the valley of miseries, know that when he climbs the steps of Masjid Mai, that is Dwarka Mai, he will ride on a wave of happiness. The fakir here is very kind. He will destroy your troubles from the very roots and will look after you lovingly. He has tender feelings towards all. Therefore, you be at rest, stay at Bhima Bai's house. You will get relief within a couple of days." Bhimaji Patil was very rich and knows people in Shirdi, but Baba insisted him to live in Bhima Bai's house. He had to sleep on gunny bags on the floor. He obeyed Baba's orders with extreme humility and devotion. Here is the rich man going through his past karmas, and Baba is showing him the remedy for this. He was helping him to get rid of the accumulated karmas from past lives, that is, we call sanchita karmas, so that prarabdha karma, that is current karmas that you have to bear, can be alleviated. We all have to remember this and learn how to trust Baba in difficult circumstances. Bhimaji experienced 2 dreams, and Baba used these to help him. The first dream was a teacher hitting Bhimaji in a dream, expecting him to recite a poem. What was the poem really? The poem goes like this. She is known as a real or an ideal wife who thinks she has stepped on the head of a serpent if she ever enters a stranger's house. The second line goes like this. Her words are so rare that they are like wealth procured from a miser. She feels profoundly happy when she gives pleasure to her husband, even though there may not be money in the house. That was the third line. The fourth line goes like this: she behaves according to her husband's wishes without hesitation. The How do you kind of analyze this first dream? In the first dream, the Bhimaji was being beaten by a teacher with a stick. The poem talks about a lady and how she's supposed to live her life. And they were praising that lady who lived that kind of life. We can either take the meaning as it is, or we can analyze in a philosophical way. Was he a female in the past lives and did not follow the above principles? Or Baba is talking about a spiritual meaning but in a parable. If we pay attention to the outward objects rather than God, then it corresponds to a lady stepping into a stranger's house. We have to talk very minimal, like a miser hesitates to spend his money. Here we have to realize that we cannot get involved in unnecessary matters and do not use our mouth to criticize others for little things. She feels profoundly happy in the company of her husband, even though there may not be money in the house. We need to be happy with God alone, but not get attached to worldly objects. The fourth line is living your life according to your husband's wishes. That means following scriptures and path of great Guru Sai. If we are unable to perform these prescribed duties, we fall into this Maya and get stuck in the ocean of birth and death. This is the analysis of the first dream. The second dream was a stranger rolling a stone on Bhimaji's chest. He saw that an unknown person came and forcibly sat on his chest. He used his chest as a grinding stone and took another stone as a roller in his hand, as it were, started grinding. Bhimaji felt choked as if he was heading towards heaven. Finally, the dream ended. He slept with some measure of comfort. That was the second dream. Our scriptures talk about diseases that can occur if someone commits a specific karma. In our scripture it says that who plugs up or blocks up the hole of a rat or snake, whoever catches fish and causes them to die by suffocation, whoever stifles the life of any creature, in fact, any human being maybe, will suffer from major lung diseases. Sometimes humans have a tendency to cause a lot of difficulties for other people for their own sake. People might enjoy short-term benefits, but in a long term, they have to suffer. So, all this Bhimaji Patil story, let's look at what was the conclusion. What can we learn from this? Here, through these two dreams, Baba helped Bhimaji to burn his past karmas and takes him into a spiritual path. In a similar way, Baba cured so many diseases, sometimes in a strange way. Each one has its own meaning. All this was mentioned in Garuda Purana. This Purana describes what kind of karmas will give us what kind of life and how we suffer. Baba talks about this on different occasions, and he wants us to be careful. He asks us to follow the dharma. We should not deviate from the path. Whatever we did in past lives, we have no control over them. So we have to leave that to the Baba. We just have to believe in Sai and move on with our lives. He will guide us and protect us wherever he needs to. He will take us to the other side of the ocean, that is salvation, mukti. The solution to the Maya, that is illusion, is God himself, Vishnu. Vishnu means one who is pervading all over the universe. He is the truth. That's why we call him Sri Satyanarayana. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheswara together were called as Sri Satyanarayana. That is the real truth. That's why Baba made Bhimaji to perform Sri Satyanarayana Vrata kind of thing, but in a Sri Sai Satyavrata way. This way Baba blessed us with this Vrata. This is the reason why we do Sri Satyanarayana Puja also. Whoever believes in Baba as their Guru or God, they can do Sri Sai Satyavrata alone. This is nothing but the original Vrata. Baba is himself Paramatma. So Sai Bandhus, we have to understand the life in such a way so that we do not have to go through all these consequences so badly. We should start living our lives according to scriptures and dharma. If we believe in Sai with complete faith, he will take care of us in every aspect of life. Let Sai bless all of us. Om Sri Sai Ram. Om Sri Sai Nathaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sai Nath Maharaj Ki Jai.